back once again with another WWE tier list video. I've been doing a couple tier list videos past couple weeks, months, whatever you call it. And considering that the WWE is officially done with all their pay-per-views for the year, main roster wise, I know NXT Deadline is the final pay-per-view for WWE, but either way, main roster, no more premium live events for the year. So I thought it was only right that I go throughout the year and I rank them, which ones were the best, which ones were the decent, which ones were the not so best ones. And just to kind of get at fault here, overall, I thought WWE, in terms of just overall, this was a really good year for their product. So much has happened, so much has just went down, like, or up, I should say. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna get straight to it. There is one that's not in there in this tier list, and I didn't put this list together, but there's one picture that's not in here, and that's Survivor Series War Games. So I'm actually gonna put Survivor Series War Games as an A, considering what went down on that show. Just an amazing, amazing show. You had freaking returns of CM Punk, Randy Orton. So much went down in that show, man. Overall, outside of Rhea and Zoe Stark match, really, really, really good show. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to it. But I just wanted to talk about that one because it wasn't on the list. But we're starting off with the Royal Rumble, which was the first pay-per-view of the year. I'll give this one a B, and the reason why I say that, I thought looking back at the Royal Rumble, it wasn't the best pay-per-view, but it wasn't the worst pay-per-view. I thought both the Royal Rumble matches were really good, both men and women. Cody Rhodes coming back, him and Gunther having their little match in the Rumble. I thought that was really good. Obviously, on this show, you had the unfortunate uh, Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, and I say unfortunate because this also was the last match of Bray Wyatt. But you had that match on this show. You had Bianca and Alexa. So, like I said, outside of the Royal Rumble matches and the obvious ending to Roman and Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, turning on Roman Reigns, hitting him with the chair, and just that crazy ending to a show. You could look at the show and be like, okay, well, I would put it as a B. Some will put it probably as a C. I say it was a good pay per view outside of the two matches, the Mountain Dew match and the women's match with Belair and Alexa, but everything else was good. So that's why I'm putting it as a B. Next on the list, Elimination Chamber. I'm putting this as an A automatically. Because it's crazy how the Elimination Chamber for years, at least for me, I don't know about y'all, has always been looked at as a filler pay-per-view because it's like, okay, let's just get through this pay-per-view and let's just get to WrestleMania because obviously WrestleMania is next on the list. But in this case, Elimination Chamber, what a show this was. Similar to the Royal Rumble matches, you had both the Elimination Chamber matches. Really good stuff, man. On the women's side, um, you had really good stuff on the men's side as well. And of course, he had Edge and Beth Phoenix taking on the Judgment Day in the mixed tag match. I thought that was some good stuff there. And the match didn't really last long, but just the sight of seeing Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar in a ring. Granted, the ending was kind of weird, and that was really the only part of the show that was kind of like, but it didn't really affect the show. And then Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, I thought had one of the best matches of the year. Just all around great stuff, storytelling, and just all around a really great pay per view. So, and they were in Montreal, Canada too, so the atmosphere was electric. So now we got WrestleMania, and for WrestleMania being called the show of shows, rightfully so. I think WrestleMania for both nights we're talking deserves to go in as an A. Uh, I mean, just this was a great show, man. I thought you could say great show, good show. Somewhat same thing. You know, a lot happened on both nights. Like you had Rey Mysterio take on Dominic Mysterio. You had Rhea and Charlotte, which I thought delivered. You had Rollins take on Logan Paul, which was another critically acclaimed match. And then of course in the main event of night one, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn defeating the Usos in what was another critically acclaimed match. And then night two, I thought how they did Brock Lesnar and Omos was really good. You had Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre. Oh my goodness, what a match that was. Some people are saying it's still one of the best WWE matches, if not the best WWE wrestling match of the year. And then you had freaking Shane come out. Poor thing gets injured. Snoop Dogg had to interfere, take on The Miz. But Roman Reigns retaining against Cody Rhodes, which is crazy. I mean, everyone went nuts for that. So this is all around just an enjoyable pay-per-view, man. WrestleMania 39 definitely delivered in terms of atmosphere and crowd reaction and just overall everything, man. Backlash is next on the list, and man, dude, I'm putting this as an A. You could say that Backlash, the atmosphere was, if not more, electrifying than WrestleMania because they were in Puerto Rico. I mean, just oh man, dude, Io Sky and Bianca, just great stuff, man. To open up the show, freaking Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, like, bro, I'm telling you, man, like this show, and even the 6-man tag match I thought was pretty cool, and you had Rollins defeat Omos, which wasn't bad. Rhea, defeated Zelina Vega on this show, which I thought it was from a booking standpoint. I thought it was booked right. We all knew Zelina wasn't going to win, but just that again, that crowd atmosphere, man, was just electrying. And then again, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, just the San Jose street fight was just some good stuff there. And the main event between Cody and Brock was, I thought, was pretty solid. So really, really good show. I'm telling you, man, they got to do more pay per views in Puerto Rico. And it's good that they're starting to do more international shows now. You got the one in Australia coming up, and then you got Bash at the Berlin in Germany. You got Paris. So much is happening in the WWE when it comes to international shows. So, all right, next on the list we got Night of Champions, and I'm gonna put this as I'm gonna put this as a I could put this as a C because in my original review I thought it was a solid pay per view. So I'll put this as a C because it was solid at best. Like I thought freaking Trish and Becky, I wasn't really feeling that match, and Rhea just destroyed Natalia. Brock and Cody was okay. The majority of the show I just thought was okay outside of the main event. Like the main event was really good. Kevin, Sammy, Roman solo, the Jimmy turn. But outside of that, I mean, the show was okay. Like it wasn't a terrible show, but there's really nothing more I can say about it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so next on the list we have Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was in London, England. I'm gonna give this pay per view a B. Um, I know a lot of people praise this event heavily. I overall thought Money in the Bank was a really, really good show. Um, from top to bottom, the Money in the Bank matches, both of them. Well, I was gonna say both, but I thought the men's was better than the women's. Gunther defeated Matt Riddle, which was okay. Cody defeated Matt Riddle, which was okay. EO won the women's Money in the Bank match, which was really good. Rollins and Finn, their SummerSlam match was obviously better, but this one it was ugh. The Bloodline Civil War, amazing stuff storytelling wise. Just man, the Usos beating Roman and Solo, and Roman getting pinned for the first time was just a feel cool moment. And then seeing John Cena show up and seeing John Cena um, out of nowhere too, because it was unannounced. And then Drew McIntyre came back as well. He returned it after the Gunther match. So I put Money in the Bank as a B. SummerSlam. Mm. This pay per view, I got to tell you, this pay per view had potential to be something, and I'm gonna put SummerSlam as a B because I think I think a lot of people looked at the main event and was like, "Oh, this pay per view sucks. This pay per view is terrible." But it's like, if you take away the main event, this I say this was still somewhat of a good show. Like Cody defeated Brock, Logan Paul and Ricochet had a really good opener. Gunther defeated Drew McIntyre. Their match was pretty solid. Rollins and Finn had a way better match that they did at Money in the Bank. It's just that the main event was like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like definitely one of the definitely one of the weakest Roman title defenses. A lot of people say, and it's just that that main event man had so much potential to be something huge. You know, first time Roman and Jey Uso fighting in a crowd, and it's like, how do you have such memorable, unforgettable moments at Night of Clash of the Champions and Hell in a Cell I Quit to this bar burner match that you can argue it really went nowhere until the end. And then the Jimmy turn was pretty crazy because it was like, wow, we didn't think he was actually going to do it, but he did. Next on the list, we got WWE Payback. And Payback, I mean, John Cena hosted the show. He did. I'm going to put Payback as a C. I'm gonna put Payback as a C because I thought outside of the tag match on the show, I honestly thought the rest of the show was mad. I'm being like completely honest with you. Oh, and Becky and Trish. Becky and Trish was good. Becky and Trish and the tag match, but rest of the show was mid. Like I didn't really care about the women's match with Rhea and Raquel because it just wasn't didn't really work out. Rollins and Shinsuke was okay, but you could argue somewhat maybe a little bit better. LA Knight and The Miz felt like, a typical match you can do on like Raw or SmackDown. But still, that moment of seeing LA Knight and The Miz going at it, and I thought their build up was pretty nice. And then Cena was a special guest referee, which was cool. So yeah, Payback was a it was a okay show. Wasn't a terrible show. And plus, you saw the return of Jey Uso, so that was cool too. Now we get to WWE Fastlane. Now remember, I already put Survivor Series. I know y'all don't see it in the picture here, but I would put Survivor Series as a as an A. And I'm surprised I don't see Crown Jewel on here as well, but um I would put WWE Crown Jewel. Um I'll put WWE Crown Jewel as a I should put it. I could put it as a B. So Crown Jewel, Rollins, McIntyre, Solo, Cena, Logan Mysterio, Roman, LA Knight. I would put WWE Crown Jewel as a the B in the B category, and then Survivor Series War Games would go in the A category. So now we got WWE Fastlane, and Fastlane was something else. I mean, Cena and LA Knight teaming up together. You know what I mean? This was a 5 match show too, so not a lot of matches took place on the show. But I would put WWE Fastlane. Mm, we can put Fastlane as a B. This was a good show. I mean, Cena, like I said, Cena, LA Knight, won their match. Rollins, Shinsuke, I thought their last man standing match was really good. Um, the Judgment Day and Cody and Jey Uso was really good. The only match I'd say that was probably kind of mid would probably be the 6-man tag match between Carlito and the Latino World Order versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Anyways, uh, so that has been my WWE pay-per-view or premium live event 2023 tier list. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'm gonna do one.